Hello there guys, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Hunters video. In today's video I will be going over all of the potential skins that we could see for Sentinel in the future of the game. Sentinel, as you will all know by now, is the stormtrooper from Star Wars Hunters, and so far he's had some awesome skins. At this moment in time, Sentinel has 5 appearances. His base outfit is very similar to that of a Sand Trooper, and his 2 epic skins consist of a Shore Trooper and a Shore Trooper Captain. He also has 2 rare appearances, of which one looks like a Shadow Trooper with some red paint on it, and then the other is a unique paint job with Anvil of the Empire. Rare skins in Star Wars Hunters simply change the colours of the character's base outfit, whereas Epic completely changes the character model. What this means is that Sentinel could have a huge amount of different paint jobs as rare appearances, but then his epic outfits could be most, if not all, of the Stormtrooper variants that I'm about to go over. Now it's also worth adding that not every single Stormtrooper variant will make it into the game, of course, for a variety of different reasons, but I'll go through them all anyway. First of all, we have the TK Trooper that we met back in Season 1 of the Bad Batch animated TV show. The TK Trooper is the first iteration of Stormtrooper, so I think it would be great if Sentinel had a skin inspired by one. I'm fully expecting to see more of the TK Troopers in the Bad Batch Season 2, and hopefully we'll get more versions of them in the show as well. I also think it would be great to actually have a skin of a standard clean Stormtrooper, so no sand or carbon scoring of any kind. Whilst I do really like Sentinel's base outfit, I feel like you can't not have a newer looking outfit, though I appreciate this takes place a few years after Return of the Jedi, so that could technically be hard to come by. Hoth is a planet that is already in the game, so it would be rather strange not to include a Snowtrooper skin at some point as well. My assumption is that this will be a skin at launch, but we'll just have to wait and see. Following on from the Snowtrooper, there are a ton of other Stormtrooper variants out there that deal with harsh weather conditions. For example, the Range Trooper is also built for cold, harsh conditions, but they're also equipped with magnetic boots to be able to stick to fast moving vehicles. The Wet Weather Troopers and Swamp Troopers, also known as Mud Troopers as seen on Mimban, are designed for swamp-like and wet conditions. Then there's the Lava Trooper and Magma Trooper, which are designed for volcanic planets. In the canon we only see Lava Troopers on Mustafar, but they look awesome, so I'd love to see Sentinel have a skin like it. There are also Forest Troopers, which are essentially camouflage Stormtroopers or even Scout Troopers that are designed specifically for forested areas like Kashyyyk. Now we have a bunch of skins for some of the vehicle pilots within the Imperial arsenal, and they are the AT-AT pilot, the AT-ACT pilot, the AT-DP pilot, the Tank Trooper, the Juggernaut pilot, the Patrol Trooper, the Imperial pilot, and the Biker Scout. Whilst none of these outfits are known for using heavy weapons like Sentinel's E-Web cannon, they'd still make for amazing skins, and I would absolutely buy a Patrol Trooper skin as that's my favourite Stormtrooper. We now move into the more specialised units within the Empire. Incinerator Troopers and 2 variants of Flame Troopers seen in the canon all use flamethrowers, so whilst it's a totally different weapon to Sentinel, I think they'd look amazing as skins in the game. Then there's the Artillery Trooper, which is basically a yellow version of the Incinerator Trooper, but instead they fire mortars and not flames. Jump Troopers are another specialist Stormtrooper that first appeared in Star Wars Rebels, but is now in Battlefront 2 and even Star Wars Hunters, though in Hunters they're just standard Stormtroopers with jump packs, very much like Battlefront 2015, so I'm really hoping that they'll change that in the future, along with Sentinel actually getting a skin for them as well. Imperial Shock Troopers had the exact same role as Clone Shock Troopers, and that is to simply act as a security force on Coruscant. They're probably one of my favourite looking Stormtroopers, so to have them as a skin in Hunters would be awesome. Death Troopers also typically acted as a security force much like the Shock Troopers, however they tended to do more protection detail for high ranking officers across the galaxy as opposed to Shock Troopers just simply dealing with Coruscant. Death Troopers are quite a bit taller than your typical Stormtroopers though, so I'm not sure if it would look right in Hunters, but it's something that would be awesome to see regardless. Earlier in the video I mentioned that some skins wouldn't make it into the game, and the Purge Troopers are the perfect example of that. Whilst they look absolutely incredible, I imagine that we could see them in Kenobi and will likely see them again in the second installment of the Jedi series, and since they were originally made for Jedi Fallen Order, I'm not sure they'd really come into Hunters. Now just in case anyone screams at me in the comments saying that Purge Troopers were first in the comics, then yes, you're absolutely right. However, they were actually originally designed for Jedi Fallen Order, but they were used in the comics first as to introduce them to the Star Wars canon. There's also a second type of Purge Trooper as well, however, instead of being Jedi Hunters, they were more so an Enforcer. However, I don't think they really exist now, as the newer Purge Troopers essentially replaced them, a bit like what the Death Trooper did to the Shadow Trooper. Shadow Troopers aren't like Death Troopers though, which is what annoys me a little about this whole situation with them. As I said earlier, this Sentinel skin is essentially a Shadow Trooper with red paint, but it would be great to see one that's actually clean and just black. Finally, we have the Storm Commando. They're essentially just a form of Special Forces troopers, and we do actually see a helmet of one in Rogue One, so I'd love to see the full body armour of one in Star Wars Hunters. So guys, they are all of the skins that I think Sentinel could receive based on current Stormtrooper variants. He could easily get more as new TV shows release that include more Stormtrooper variants, much like how Battlefront 2 got Episode 9 inspired content when The Rise of Skywalker came out, but we'll just have to wait and see. There are also a few other Stormtrooper variants that I didn't mention, but they're either just not practical or they don't change a lot at all, so I didn't think they were worth including. Anyway guys, that is it from me today. Let me know what Stormtrooper variant you'd like to see Sentinel get as a skin in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.